They don't watch porno tapes. What are they, aliens?
And welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, Alex G. And with me this evening, we have Matt and we have Scott. What's going on tonight, guys?
We are Shazam.
It's just...
Jack and Pump. Pump and Jack.
That sounds gross.
Yeah. Oh, Pete Carroll was coached here for a while. Like, we're pumping with Jack. We're Jack with Pump.
Did he coach the Jets, too, for like a ham sandwich?
He did.
We didn't win, though.
So this is our...
It's the results show, so February. It's not March, but... Yeah.
Made the cut. Yeah, so we're back, and we're kicking. Scott got his beard going.
I've been away doing my diversity and inclusion training at work, so it might be a kinder, a gentler show than we had in the past.
You guys have Gilbert working there?
I'm in charge. They made me in charge of it. So the first thing I wanted to do, I wanted to put a picture of me in a sombrero and a poncho up, and they wouldn't let me.
I'll say when I was at Home Depot, when I was doing training for them all, because I also do a lot of orientation training, and they had these videos. I wish I kept one of them, because the videos on discrimination and sexual harassment, they wanted to show stuff, but they didn't want to show stuff. You know, they didn't want to have anything too blatant. So, like, they had this one woman who was, Asian, and she's cooking her food.
This is Tiger Lily? They call her Tiger Lily? I watched that same video.
And she opens the fridge, microwave, and I got into it. Oh, you people and your food. And they show her, like, and it freezes on her. It's like, let's talk about what happened.
Little does she know that she was actually eating a bowl full of shit.
But there was one, my favorite was sexual harassment one. Again, they want to show you something, but they don't want to properly see what's wrong. So this guy is walking up to this woman, she's new hire. He's like, oh, so you're new, huh? She's like, yeah. He's like, I heard you used to work at the bank. She's like, yeah, really great. You just dress down and have fun. He's like, yeah, you dress down and wear those jeans. And the movie changes. He's like, I hope you wear those jeans a lot more often. And it's like, and of course, let's talk about what just happened.
I like the safety videos when like people die.
Oh, I was a safety trainer for Home Depot for years, and I got to see some videos where people actually got like
hurt.
There was a girl in Texas that killed. It's not funny; it's just sad, but like
it's hilarious.
The top shelving of the Home Depot, like those racks, right?
Yeah.
They used to just be open-ended. There were no like safety checkers.
No, of course not.
And what happened was the guy was loading doors in like one end of the thing, and he kicked it in like dominoes, and the doors flipped off the end and crushed it to the girl. And I'm like, you guys are going to Home Depot, and you're gonna like buy a toilet, and they get killed.
Yeah.
Like that's just insane. And that nationwide policy change, I feel we store audits and do safety audits, and I would get store managers get mad at me. He's like, oh, you run the store and you ding dong. Like, they missed like 7 different violations. What do you want to have happen? Fix it or don't fix it. It's their job. But yeah, the safety videos are always good. Actually, if you want some good time killing, go on to YouTube and look up Canadian PSAs. about like all kinds of things, and there's so many great. The best of these domestic violence ones.
You ever seen the one? There's one from England, with the carpet, and then like people died. Oh, we can't hear. Who can't you hear? We can't hear.
Who, me?
I guess there's just.
I knew you.
I mean, those at home, I guess, can't hear Matt for some reason. I turned up the volume. Tell me if you hear stuff. That'd be helpful.
I hear everything.
Well, of course you hear everything, but the video itself, that's not what we're referring to.
Got my microphone turned on and everything's turned up.
So I am going to mute myself as I try to listen to the actual video. Yeah. So hold on a second, guys. I will fix this real quick. No, I don't really know. Let's see.
Blamed for it. So, county
It's me all the time. So,
Well,
talk about a bunch of people waiting for me to fail again.
okay, so I'm going to mute us so I can listen to see if I heard stuff. So test.
Stuff.
Say. Say stuff.
Say. Something. Do. Oh.
Hates my
Stop.
singing.
If I heard
Honky
stuff.
Tonk
So
Man.
Test.
Should I try signing in again? Yeah.
Say something now.
Now. Are you guys okay? Yeah. Colonel Doom checking in.
Now.
Are you guys okay? Oop, thinks he may have fixed it.
The
Colonel
sounds that way.
Doom checking in.
I think we got it.
Nah.
Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there. It's just shenanigans and tomfoolery. Have you watched the film You People, by the way? With
No, is it good?
I have not watched it.
Yeah. I did watch the new Picard. I watched... What is it we watched? Something else.
Today.
Something was new recently.
I don't know. We haven't watched the new.
The company you keep. Sunday nights. It's very good.
What is it called?
The company you keep.
Is it horror?
No. It's a rom-com
Oh, okay. You know what is good?
It's the guy from This Is Us, the lead guy. Can't remember his name. Milo.
Is that the spy one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I know what that is.
And then tonight on CBS starts True Lies. I think that one will suck.
You know what's really good? 1923.
Is that good?
I haven't even seen 1833 yet. So.
That one's not bad. That's kind of depressing, but this one is really good. A lot of good actors, and Harrison Ford's really good in it. But it's one of those shows that does a great job of establishing people you want to see die. Like, you just want them to get their fucking ass kicked. You're like, I hope this character dies horribly. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But it's the rewarding process of like, boy, that's a satisfying day.
Darren screwed everything up. He can't hear anything.
Again?
Turn your volume up.
Open your ears. Jeez. Can't even get started because of you people. Jeez.
I can hear ourselves when I turn the volume up, so I know I can hear us.
On the YouTube video itself.
Yeah, if I turn the volume up, so I think it's okay.
Right.
Darren's saying haha, so he's probably just being Darren.
So I was recently watching McMillan and Wife. Underrated show.
Were you wearing pants when you were watching it?
No, I don't wear pants, period, when I'm at home. So I opt for the battle skirt. So let's keep that in mind.
I haven't worn shoes in 3 weeks, so I can relate.
So now that everyone can finally hear us, I just want to say hello to everyone out there. Thank you for putting up with us. I appreciate that. Matt, you do have some IWA trivia from good old Johnny B. Is that correct?
I do. I have 2 packets here, so we'll go through the primary one first.
I'm going to interject something real quick because, Alex, I thought about you. There was this picture from 1975, and it's on Facebook somewhere, and it's a CBS cast photo, all the TV shows, and it says, "You are too old if you can name more than 5." I showed it to my son, and I said, "Watch this," and he counted as I went over everybody, and I got 55. And there's probably about 70 people.
Nice.
Standing there, and I was like, "I bet Alex could do better than me."
Was Chico and the Man on there?
You know what?
Chico and the Man.
I don't know if he was. Red Fox was on it.
Elizabeth.
The whole Carol Burnett cast.
Okay.
A young, beautiful Linda Carter.
Did you say Maud?
Maud
was on there. Yes.
That's a good fucking show, by the way. Go watch that again. Like,
it is.
It's politically relevant to today.
It's very good.
It's fucking awesome. It's a good show.
I have to say this about shows in the 70s and 80s and just shows even today. One thing I've noticed when it comes to like the way the writing, the character acting is, I was watching Night Court, like old Night Court.
Yeah.
And the way Harry and Dan could take a bunch of goofball lines and then spin it on a dime and be like deadly serious was always like, so like, it was always a sign of those kind of shows where like, you know, not quite maybe, you know, Arnold and the molesting bike guy, but like, you know, the shows could take these turns where you'd be like, well, that's the thing about life. Like, life happens that way sometimes. You're like having a good time. I'll never forget when my uncle passed away. I went to see a friend of mine. She had this big barbecue, and I went down for the first time in like a long time. And I went 3 for 3 in the softball game, and we were joking about going 4 for 4, and I kept joking about it. And I was at bat, and she was like, "Your phone's ringing," and it was my mother calling saying my uncle was rushed to the hospital, so I had to leave. And I remember like going from like being like having a good time and like everything was fine, and then like, boom, he died. And that I know it sounds weird, but it reminds me of those TV shows because you went from like this serious, you know, fun time to all of a sudden like deadly serious. And one of my favorite shows ever when it comes to that kind of thing was Family Ties.
Yeah.
And the episode where Alex, his best friend, got killed in a car crash.
I think it was like my favorite one. It was when Tom Hanks was the drunk uncle.
Yes, and he hit Mallory. Again, like he goes from like, you know. And by the way, just before I forget, Darren, the theme song to Simon and Simon's the ones. Now I was at Fenway Park once, and this came on the overhead. I'm like, I know this theme. I'm like standing in my seat screaming it. And I'm like trying to figure, what is this show? And no one knew. Everyone was like, clueless. And then it hit me like, Simon and Simon. Because that's what you do at Fenway Park.
I just recently watched All in the Family where Edith gets or almost gets raped by the.
She does get raped. What do you mean almost? She did get raped.
They don't show it, but they allude to like she got.
I spent many nights dreaming about it personally.
Okay. All right, let's move into those questions. Johnny B, where were you? All right, from Johnny B Jr. All right, so this is a little all over the place, but is like I said. All right, so answer number one. I finally slogged my way through the absolutely abysmal television show Misfits of Science, which Matt regrettably reminded me about at the end of episode 140. Thanks for that, Ryan E. My only recollection of the obscure series had been starred Courtney Cox, and after suffering through all 16 miserable installments again, I can see why. I did find it interesting that one of the main stars, who was really tall, also played the Predator in the first two films and met his future wife on the set of 227, marrying her both on-screen and in real life, but the best thing to come out of the ordeal was likely the origin of my pseudonym. Wow, plot twist. My father, the original Johnny B, was 23 when the classic Chuck Berry song, Johnny B. Good, was released. But Northeast Ohio wasn't chosen as a permanent home of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame until 1986, and he had never been much of a fan of rock and roll anyway. So I didn't think that was the source. And while his first name was John, and his last name began with a B, friends and family called him Jack since childhood, so that probably wasn't it either. But the aforementioned TV show, one and thankfully only season, began airing in 1985, shortly after the creation of the IWA. And I know my father was a regular viewer because I watched it with him. The supposedly coolest character wore a leather jacket, rode a motorcycle, played guitar, ran at super speed, shot lightning from his hands. I remember that guy. His nickname was Johnny B. I don't know for sure, but I feel confident that a terrible, nearly unwatchable show from the 80s is responsible for the name everyone curses whenever the whole values are posted. There it is. That's some good trivia right there.
That is good. That's fantastic.
Wow, that's a plot twist too. I did not see that coming. Okay, if you're wondering why I'm realizing this now, it's because I wasn't a full-time employee at the beginning since I was still in high school, and I forgot about the particular television program pretty quickly since it was so forgettable. I had always assumed my father had simply decided to use a more stylized version of his real name. The final episode to air before the show was mercifully canceled, had a pro wrestling theme, and featured talents such as Jack Wildman Armstrong and Tim Spitball Patterson, a.k.a. Mercenario 1 and Japan's second Leatherface. There's a John Hugger in the credits, but it's just an actor who happens to share the name as Johnny Stamboli, a.k.a. Johnny the Bull, a.k.a. Relic, who was only 12 at the time. There was an appearance by
Relic is killer spelled backwards.
Yes. There was an appearance by Ivan Judo, Gene LaBelle, a.k.a. the Hangman, a.k.a. the Godfather of Grappling, who taught techniques to Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, Ronda Rousey, and Roddy Piper, just to name a few. In addition to his work in wrestling and other fields, he was a prolific stunt coordinator and choked out Steven Seagal on the set of a movie, reportedly causing this local action star to lose control of his bowels.
Also got beat up on the set of Green Hornet by Bruce Lee.
Was it really? Nice.
Yeah.
Sadly, LaBelle passed away in August. A mere 4 days prior to Matt mentioning the Misfits show on the Tubecast, there was even a brief cameo by the actor who voiced Leonardo and Rocksteady in the 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, but none of that was enough to save the episode, let alone the show. Lastly, on the previous episode of the Tubecast, Alex inquired about the thread count of my sheets. The answer, of course, is a 3 count. I will say this, quick little piggyback. When I was going to Killer Kowalski School and I was like trained to be a wrestler, I had Gino Gene LaBelle's book. I still have it, and I read that book backwards and forwards. I knew so many holds, and I remember at school, like in high school, I would read it, and kids would be like, "Is it really real?" I would put like a thumb lock on somebody. I got in so much trouble because I just put someone in an arm bar real quick because they do work. Like those wrestling moves,
of course they do
work, but people think, "Oh, it's all fake." Like, but anyways, that was a good one there. Three count.
Johnny B only uses Egyptian cotton, by the way. So there you go.
It's an Iranian cotton from Iron Sheik.
He's a worldly individual. So
I make you humble in sleep. Now I had mentioned on the last workshop about the 3D pictures. Remember the Magic Eye images? You would stare at it in the mall and like see a sailboat and a big orange blob. Yeah. So Kim sent me this from my boss. I had never been able to see Magic Eye images, but last year I got the urge to give it another shot and discovered methods online that worked for me. Perhaps they can help one or both of you, because Mike couldn't see it either. So one is cross-eyed version of 3D images. Hold your phone in landscape orientation, zoom in on the image, and make sure as distance you can clearly view it. Look at the image the entire time. Cross eyes if you can. So cross eyes is apparently the way to go. Don't let your gaze wander too far from the center of the screen or you lose the effect. Start over if you uncross your eyes too quickly. There's various methods here. I'm going to actually pose these another time or talk about next time. But I did not know. I've never thought crossing my eyes was a big deal with those things. Are you good at those, Alex? Can you look at those posters and see them?
All thing I see is titties. So sorry.
Titties. All right.
That's the life I live.
Large.
Hello, here's a question from Darren. I have a question that way. Do they know what a split is? And if so, why do they hate us multi-managers so much? I'd say it's called making the game harder. And as someone who was once a good tag manager and is now pretty bad, I get it. Still trying to work my way around that and figure out a pattern to break to crack the system. I mean, as King of the Trios, I have some success, but you know. A quick side note before we get to going into this: if anyone's looking for some fun trash talk to read, go to the NAL bulletin. It's going to change tomorrow, so do it now or tomorrow morning before it posts a new one, and read the promo I wrote in there because I was mean. I'm having fun with NAL. We're doing the best of the best thing, and I got snuck in, so I'm trying to have fun with this. So you're going to see some very.
Did you sneak in through the back door?
Maybe. Yeah. There's going to be some fiery trash talk in NAL. Page 16, if you're looking for it.
Okay.
All right, so that was our IWA trivia. Whatever shall we do for our first league results?
BRL.
Okay.
I dig that.
Sure do.
Well, BRL number 598. We are almost at 600.
Are you
And
doing
don't
anything
forget-
for 600?
Oh, we have all kinds of bonuses and
Do ya?
giveaways. Oh, yeah. I
That's
actually
a
have it
fart.
here somewhere.
Couple
There it is.
strippers.
We're going to have League Champion gets... Now, all these bonuses get an extra 600,000. So if you're League Champ, if you win the Battle Royal, if you have the high score single, high score tag, or high score trio, you get $600,000 extra. And the winner of the Royal Rumble wins $1 million. And that's a lot of money. We're giving out $4 million and stuff. So that's a little fun there in the BRL. And that's what happens when you keep track of your IWA cash really well. Okay, so 598, League Champion, Hot Stuff, Adam Cash. That's me.
You won the fucking
take
league champ. Oh, you fucking.
I'll take it with the 495. I will take it.
That's such a gift.
And I will take the $25 out of the credit as well. Taking the other $25 out of the credit is Dom Camino, who won the Battle Royal. So enjoy those $25 out of the credit. Our tag champions, Brendan and Rory McFlaherty, who are at a 516. I don't know if it's perfect or not, so if you guys win the tag belts, let me know. BRL TV tag champs, the Saskatchewan Sasquatch and Zombie Hunter Matthew Porter. Six-man champions, Saskatchewan Sasquatch, Shapeshifter RJ Gold, and Zombie Hunter Matthew Porter. And our TV six-man champions, the McFlaherty brothers and Dark Danger. On over to the other side of the belt, so Dom Camino won the Battle Royal, and he got the vacated TV title. The Central Plains champion, the Patriot, Rick Splatterhouse. East Coast champion, Hawaiian Heartthrob. Great Lakes champion, Dixon Ticonderoga.
He's back. He's alive.
He's back.
He's back.
Mid-Atlantic champion, Monster Truck Tanaka. Northeast champion, Perseus. Pacific Northwest champion, Miss Ratchet, Wanda Cabrini Green. Don't Google her. Rocky Mountains champion, the Zombie Hunter, Matthew Porter. Southeast champion, Brandon McFlaherty. Southwest champion, Aries. And the West Coast champion, Patrick O'Malley. And I did want to mention special thanks to Tommy Z and Tim P., who managed Hades and Agent 26 because they won back-to-back IWA championships in the BRL, starting the year off. So don't forget, we got 10 free matches this cycle. We have 10 free matches next cycle as well. So a little bonus there. So don't forget to cash those in and use them in the BRL. So that's the BRL results. And also important, this coming cycle, the results from 599 will determine the winners of the 600th WrestleRama pay-per-view. So lots going on next cycle. So there's your BRL results for 598. Sorry, 598.
All right, fantastic. I dig it. Next up, we'll do IWL. How about that?
Yeah?
Yeah. Pull it up first.
You want to have Scott read that?
If he wants to.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
Sure. Yeah, I got it. Not winning anything in it, but I got it.
Soon.
So we got the league champion. Oh, wait, this is IWL number 170.
It's 170.
Yes.
170. League champion, Steel Cut Oats. Guess I could have gone with the tag champs, but who cares? Television champion, the American Patriots. I do better with my glasses off. There you go. New York City champion, Chase Grace. Los Angeles champion, Alexander J. Styles.
There it is.
Boston champion, Sam Hain. Detroit champion, Koji. Some jabroni in Cleveland, The Dream, Ali Atari.
Oh, yeah.
Dallas champion, Jax Justice. Memphis champion, The Christian Warrior. Miami champion, Dave The Decision Wazalewski. San Francisco champion, Calculus Adams. And Chicago champion, Waz. The IWL League Tag Team Champions, there was 13 and Christopher Kane. TV Tag Team Champions, Su Yu Pai and Windsor Detroit. The League Six-Man Champions, Su Yu Pai, Windsor Detroit, and On Point Edwin Port Huron. Had to look at that again. TV Six-Man Champions, the Christian Warrior, American Patriot, and the Chameleon. And the Battle Royal winner winning 61 free IWL matches.
Damn.
Chase Grace.
I think it's like, how many Battle Royals has Jeremy won?
Too many. He doesn't deserve it.
That's I'm looking real quick here. That's 3 for Chase Grace. I feel like he's won more. Chameleon's got 2. Patriots got a couple.
That's a lot. I've only won like 2 ever.
That adds up. He must have like 500 free matches built up.
Shit.
Way to go, Jeremy.
Nice job. Nice job.
You bum. All right, so that's our IWL
Who's
result.
the IWL World Champion?
Oh, that would be one Barry Stevens.
Take a dump,
For the
Stevens.
78.
He's a tan.
He's a tan. Oh, all right.
All right,
And next on the list.
I guess we'll do NWL next.
Sure.
The Nashville Wrestling League, is that what we call it nowadays?
Yes. Yeah. New wave wrestling, but yeah.
Ugh, I fucking hate that name.
I remember back in the day when I was like, "Can I change the name?" Yeah, go ahead. Whatever. It's all right. You want to do it, or you want to do it?
I'll do it. pull it up. Me.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know. I like the logo, though. The logo's dope. All right, New Wave League number 197 League Champion Father Conrad. TV Champion Father Arturo Bartolo. Central Plains Champion, the Master of Disaster. East Coast Champion Kanashashishu.
Him too.
Can Ash His Azu.
Kanashiasu.
Okay, that's fair. Great Lake Champion, the Bombshell Warrior. Not that Bombshell Warrior, not that other Bombshell Warrior. This is a new Bombshell Warrior?
It's bizarre, but yeah.
Okay. I dig it. Mainland Champion, Norman the Loon Kevkus. Northeast Champion, Principal or... You guys are fucking killing me today. Oscuro de Sangre. Which means something of blood, but I don't know.
Principe Oscuro de Sangre.
Pacific Northwest Champion, Rachel Zamayaki. Rocky Mountain Champion, Muscle Man Jack Pander. Southeast Champion, Angel of Light, Angelina Blanco. Southwest Champion, Scarlet Briar. West Coast Champion, The Hangman. League Tag Team Champions winning 5 free matches, Father Conrad and Father Arturo Bartolo. TV Tag Team Champions, the Master of Disaster and the Bombshell Warrior. The League 6-Man Champions, Future Man, the Norman the Loon Kevkus, and Mongo. TV 6-Man Champions, Angel of Light, Angelina Blanco, Father Conrad, and Father Arturo Bartolo. And your Battle Royal winner, Father Conrad. Hey Matt, how many times have the league champion also become the Battle Royal winner? That seems like a pretty rare occurrence.
It is pretty rare. I will say this though, Father Conrad, and I told Adam this the other day, the manager, if you win the league title in your last cycle, you're allowed to stay to defend it.
Of course.
So, if he can stay and defend it, and if Father Conrad can win the TV belt or league belt, he will finish as the highest scoring wrestler of all time in NWL history.
God damn.
He is right now number 3. And if that's not enough, you can make the argument he's maybe the greatest ever because him and his partner, Father Arturo Barlow, are the only 7-time tag champs and the only winners of the IWAR tag belts from NWL.
Okay.
And he also has a ton of 6-man belts, but they've mixed and matched their partners, so they never really had like one dominant faction.
Okay.
But the Battle Royal, those guys, like Father Bartolo's had 4 TV titles, no league. But he's in a position to break the all-time record. So Nick Dane just did it after like years and years and years of no one breaking it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. I did. He's obviously going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, correct?
Maybe. He's no Senior Lucha, but you know.
Never won. Okay.
You want the BWL?
Who wants to do the BWL?
I'll do it.
Okay. Next up, BWL.
We have our Black Widow champion who retained the title, Meat Train. And you should know, Meat Train, someone said, well, they retained it. Why don't they get like the big bonus matches and such? It's because the BWL is a $5 per player league. We don't generate the same amount of money like a regular league would, so I'm guessing that's what happened. The TV champion is the Beautiful Princess AZM. The Battle Royal winner was Riley Reynolds. The Japan Idol champion was Tiamat. The Yoshi champion, Huntress. Zenjo champion, Aria Gunpowder. Luchadors champion, Lady Paladin, Atomica Earwax. The Cholitas champion, Riley Reynolds. The Bellatrix champion, Sabrina the Raven. The Themyscira champion, that too. Better Than You. Hollywood champion, Veruca Salt. Sin City champion, Penny Punk. And the Willowwick champion, Mean Gene Green. Now, I will say this. we just had our pay-per-view, so I can run down the results of the pay-per-view in the BWL. So this was the Cage Fury pay-per-view. So Kilja Chaosin won the scramble match. AZM and Riley Reynolds beat Penny Punk and Gina Colada to win the tag match. So AZM and Riley Reynolds will face off against each other at the next pay-per-view in a qualifier. Qualifier 1, the qualifier winners go on to face the Triple Threat champion. So qualifier 1, RVD beat Beulah Booger 490-47. Qualifier 2, Meat Train beat Atomic Earwax. Addison Killswitch beat Rudy Groove. Sabrina the Raven beat Joya Pyro. In a steel cage match, Huntress defeated Tiamat 494-493. That was close. The triple threat match went down as such. Meat Train defeated Aria Gunpowder, who was the champion, and RVD to become the new champion. The global match was Rain Grady and Aria Gunpowder battling to a draw. 492s are wild. And in the IWAR Women's Championship match, Betty the New defeated Wildfire Betty Red to become the new champion. So we have Betty the New is done it all. So well done. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I dig that.
I bet you do.
So, yeah. Do you want some IWAR results? What do you want?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, the IWAR results, we have some breaking news here. Starting off with the Willowick Forever Best of the Best 10 Steel Cutouts was defeated by Mark Justice. So Mark Justice will advance and face Rhett Grady for a future title shot at the IWAR World Championship. The Lethal Lottery 2 Trios Trifecta came down to 3 teams, and it went third place was Double R Rob Ratliff.
Jesus Christ.
Mark Justice and who the heck is my coach? 14.
He's just Rob Ratliff. Come on, dude.
He's Double R. Bramwell Baron, Sheepdog Road Grady, and Magnum TL scored a 1476. And in first place, earning a title shot against the IWAR World Section Champions, Neo Dragon, Father Conrad, and Monster Truck Tanaka with a 1485. So congratulations to them. And don't forget, when they go on to face the IWAR Section Champions, they face them in the same format as this event. So it'll be single scores added up. Another good contest, Scott. And actually, we need to start figuring out the next tag one to do. So
Absolutely.
that'll be in the works. Murano-wise, here's the results. So we had
Lethal Lottery.
people love it. Darn tootin'. So, in the third round, Waz and Dave Wazalewski beat the Bucks out of WTL. Crusher Vicious and Christian Rage lost to the McFlaherty brothers, who had a 516. The Slaughter Dogs, were upset by Casa de Lucha, Cine Lucha, and Agua Coglianda, 505 to 504, so upset there. We had Catfish Jose and Dr. BB losing to My Two Dads with a 509. We had a 1 point difference. Perseus and Hercules had a 508, and it was a 507 for Flash Jack Ferdinand and U.S. Mail. The Mannequins destroyed Agent 26 and Punk Rock Mike to advance. So that's the fourth round matchups. We're getting down to the willy-nilly here, so it's pretty interesting because we have basically what's going to happen here is this next round, the Perseus Hercules matchup, they will take on the Mannequins. The winner of that will be one of the 3 finalists. The My Two Dads will take on Senya Lucha and Agua Congreganda, and they will be one of the 3 finalists. And then McFlaherty's and Waz, Dave Wazlewski. So you're going to have some serious competition this next round. So almost the finals. I won't read
down.
Yes, I won't read all of the Johnny B results, but it'll be posted. I posted it in all the group pages so you can see it, or all the group chats.
They were crap.
I'm totally out, and I feel bad because Only one guy that I was rooting for still left, so it's a terrible shame. Actually, no, two guys.
And it wasn't Ron Logan because he's out too.
Nope, Ron Logan is out. Sorry, folks. Actually, I think
Boo.
that's three guys because Norman Kevkis is still around. And I'm rooting for the NWL guy. He's facing off with Brom O'Baron, I think. So Brom O'Baron is sneaky good. He's one of those guys you like, Brom O'Baron, and he like keeps racking up titles because he's a jerk. And Magic Clash. So the IWAR championships were defended. Steve Vertigo held off Texas Jesse Tombstone 490 to 47 to retain the Revolution Championship. The IWAR World Six-Man champions, the Mannequins, were upset by Death Leprechaun 513 to 512. The IWAR Tag Champions, Father Conrad and Father Arturo Bartolo, my two dads, held off Destruction Crew, Mike Zenith and Shane Gloom. And the IWAR World Championship, the Country Hammer Rec Grady, took down the Monster of Mayhem, Donnie Bloodstone, 492 to 48. So a couple of changes in titles, but overall, good time had by all. And we'll announce the next Best of the Best this coming issue, so keep an eye out for that. I think that's the majority of it. We still have time if you want to enter the Queen of the Ring tournament. Remember, every player gets one female wrestler in it if they have a wrestler in the game. Just let us know where they are. And the third King of the Ring with all NWO alumni will be announced soon as well. So all kinds of fun going on.
Fantastic. Does anyone have any questions for Johnny B while we're still on the air here?
Questions for Johnny B. Well, I have a question. I got a plaque in the mail the other day for Adam Cash winning the U.S. title.
Never happened?
Oh, it did, but it happened like last spring. I think. I don't remember. Like, I could have sworn I didn't get the plaque, and I'm like, maybe I did because I would have wanted the plaque as, U.S. title.
The pawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the pawn shop. Hey, listen, man. I know you don't expect this, but I got real vintage IWA plaques.
Has anyone actually purchased items from my pawn shop? I never set foot in one at all. I never.
No, but I sold when I was in Georgia and I was broke. I sold my typewriter. Yes, the old school typewriter. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Broke ass me.
Ugh.
What do you think? What else is going on? Anybody got questions? Let's see here. We got the question about the
Thanks
splits.
for Scott for the super chat. Appreciate that.
Here it is.
Hey, it's been a year.
Once again, don't forget, go to the NAL, go to page 16 and read the promo. And if you double up tomorrow afternoon once they publish the NAL, you'll see my new promo.
And when we get together again, there will be a quiz.
Oh.
Biggest heel in the IWA. That's me.
It might be fun if you actually. Two things might be fun: a legitimate IWA trivia contest, where Matt, you come up with questions from all your years in the IWA, and see if people can actually answer them, and maybe we'll do a IWA world jumble, one of those word searches or something.
I used to do those.
You did.
Way back when. It was actually it's nice now as you can do online. We could do is do Tubecast bingo. Send players a randomizer and reload it so they just click it and
Oh, that or they have the drinking game every time I say something ridiculous.
Alex refers to a 70s show or mentions obscure Hulk Hogan match from Japan.
It's true.
Abdul the Butcher commercial. Man wrestling bear.
I was recently watching Mr. Belvedere. Just the pilot in the first episode. And whatever happened to the girl from that show? Because she was super hot.
The robot?
Not the robot girl. I'm talking about a small one.
I don't remember Mr. Belvedere having a girl. I just remember Mr. Belvedere, the guy with the mustache.
Yeah, no, it's Mr. Belvedere, and then obviously Bob Euchre. So there's obviously a wrestling reference there. And then you had the three kids and the wife. I don't
Wow.
remember anything about that show other than like the first episode, which I recently watched. And there was an episode where the kid Wesley, he was playing baseball, and like he was doctoring the ball. So like
It was.
yeah, so he like had Vaseline all up in his hair, and he was doctoring the ball, and his dad caught him, and he got in some sort of trouble for doing so, for cheating. I remember that episode, which I want to go back and watch again. But yeah, it's a weird show. And then there's the classic, very special episode with the kid that has AIDS on that show. So
But with the doctoring the baseball, I want to know there at the end when Mr. Belvedere is talking to Wesley and trying to get him to understand why it was so bad that he doctored the baseball.
What did he do? Like a emery board? He like
no,
you know, pine-
Vaseline
That's
Vaseline in his hair.
nice. Well,
I feel like everyone who played fucking Little League cheated like the entire time. Steroids.
you didn't play with that. What was that kid's name? Danny something.
Bonaducci.
No, he was like 15 playing in the 12 and under, and he was enormous. It was like, what are you doing? He was in New York. He was like Danny
Yes.
something was his name.
Yeah, I remember. It was I forget. I remember those. He was like from the Dominican Republic, and they botched his like birth certificate, and he was actually older than he was.
I will say in fairness, when I was coaching soccer, my last year coaching my nephew's team, this kid came like he moved from Brazil, and he was tall with a big orange afro, and he was goofy, but he was amazing. And what's funny is he was super socially awkward, so all the coaches were like, "Well, we don't want him." I'm like, "I'll take him. That's fine." So, he joined the team, and he was like Larry Bird. He was so good. He made everybody better, and he was just faster. It was unreal. And I was like, this is what it feels like to have the best player in the league on your team.
Ridiculous.
We won the championship that year too. Yay!
Did you get a trophy?
I did.
Did you take everyone out to the Sizzler afterwards? Like, what was your ritual there?
No, at the end of the season where we played, they had like this big ice cream stand / like function building in the middle of the fields. So we got everyone ice cream, whatever they wanted. And then when I handed them their trophies, I stopped and like said a little bit about every player.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. More parents were like, "I really appreciate you had words to say. Like you didn't just like say his name and give him the trophy. You like talked about my son and how they played and how they got better." And I thought every kid should know, like, you came in here, you couldn't pass for shit. I didn't say it out loud, but like, or you couldn't do this, and like you got better at spotting defenses and getting the open pass, these things. Because that's important for the kids to realize, like, you won a championship, but like you did improve as a player.
Yeah.
And the year after that, they wanted us to be traveling coaches, and my brother-in-law and I were like, nah. And I went back to coach like 5 years later, and it was just so different because the kids I coached, my nephew's team, my brother-in-law Bill and I, we coached every season, so like we knew these kids since they were like 6 years old.
Right.
And the parents knew us, and they were really cool. And when I went to coach these kids who were like, all the parents are helicopter parents. They drove up, dropped the kid off, and took off. None of them stayed and talked to me. It was frustrating. It was like, do you want to and one of the kids, his mother was super like just a dirtbag. She'd always show up late or not, and we'd have to wait and call her and be like, oh yeah. Like, what are you doing? Your kid's like 12 or like 11 or 12. Come pick him up. I don't know. It was a different experience the second time around. I was like, yeah. They were like, you don't want to coach anymore? I'm like, no, I'm good.
No.
So, all right. Well, tomorrow is Diamond, but we have a couple weeks for Gold. So get some time together. Get those promos in. Will we see the long-awaited return of Luther Alexander?
No.
We need to have like one of those wrestling.
I
things
don't
where,
know
like,
when I'm coming back, and I probably should.
I'm calling you out.
I probably should, in fact, graveyard them, because I don't know. I just don't.
It's all right.
It's not because I don't want to. That's for sure. It's just
you got to be in the mindset for it.
I got other priorities currently.
Yeah, like living.
Yeah. But,
not smelling, not tasting cigarettes.
Yeah, so like when I don't know if I told anyone this. I told Matt. It's like I can't smell worth a shit now. So all I smell is cigarettes 24 hours a day. Like it's
Don't
literally
worry.
there's an ashtray inside my nose, and that's not.
Don't worry, you smelled the same as you did 6 months ago. So.
That's true. It's true. So, well, that's that.
Reminder: the Graveyard League. It's $2 per wrestler, and the IWA will store them and hold them for you if you need to take a break.
Yeah. I wonder if Johnny B's
As
ever
they
gonna do
come
my zombie apocalypse fucking events where we take people out of the Graveyard League and have them invade the IWA back from the dead. Like that's such a cool concept for Halloween that I don't know
You know
how
what?
they would pull that up.
Here's a good question, Johnny B. What is the oldest, if you can tell, what is the oldest graveyard wrestler still in the graveyard? Like what wrestler's been in there the longest time? And 2, what are the biggest records in the Graveyard League? Yeah, I'm sure there must be some kind of big record in there. I actually asked Mike Cook last
10,000?
week. I mean, maybe, but just figure like, if you were playing for a long time, like, you want to lose those records. Because actually, I had a letter come today, a letter in the mail from a player who is off the grid. And he was like, hey, I want to come back. What do you think about giving some different ideas? So I got to write back to him. But, graveyarding and wrestle is not a bad idea if you want to take a break. And that way you can kind of just, come back to it. And then when you do come back, it's like, oh, my God, fans.
I'm just saying. I mean, I think everyone kind of understands. Like when I do come back, I'm going to be extra ridiculous. So just be ready for that.
All right.
How could you be any more ridiculous?
See, I can. There's more I can go.
That's
Who was talking about? I saw in the chat. Who was talking about having AI doing match write-ups?
Oh, Derek was. He's been working with
That's a real thing. I'm interested in that, by the way.
He's posted some examples, and they're pretty funny because it's Derek using Derek names. Dirty Dick Handler, I think, is the one. He had one of the shits. So,
They should just do an AI Tubecast and see what kind of shenanigans that would look like.
I'm very tempted to do one of those AI things and be like, just like feed it a whole bunch of stuff, but it would just take existing images and give us a smash up. If you go on YouTube, you see tons of videos like that, like where it's like, oh, I told it to make a Star Wars.
I know you guys. I showed you guys the Luther pictures that I made using AI. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It creeps me out in certain ways because what was the one dude, like that one AI that the guy was having a conversation with and was trying to get him to kill himself? That was weird. No, I'm a real boy. I'm a real person. So I'm currently looking up light up chargers for my phone because I do have a lot of lights by my computer here, and I want my charger to be lit up. But the only cool ones I see are in green, and I want it to be in red because all the lights from my computer are red.
Go colorblind. You won't notice.
That's true.
I would say that check Amazon for anything like that.
Speaking of Amazon, make sure you guys hit up the Amazon affiliate link for all your charger purchases.
I just bought some stuff off there the other day.
Did you?
Some shorts, and I bought a.
Is that you with the flashlight though?
No.
Oh.
No. Refurbished only. I wouldn't buy a new one.
Well, of course not.
Gently used, one owner. I bought this thing because I'm on my on one leg right now because of my knee surgery. I bought this thing for my couch that puts like under your cushions and kind of gives them more firmness. Because otherwise you're sinking in your couch and it's like, ugh.
So who's buying syringes?
Oh, that was probably me. Medical stuff. Yeah. I'm a mess.
Oh, we're going to talk about that later.
I'm a mess. Mess.
All right, guys. So we are officially out of time. So for Matt, for Scott, I'm Alex G. Have a good night.